Hello everyone, and welcome to Authentic Now Yoga, the online yoga studio for anybody and everybody. My name is Jody Pignole, and today we're going to have a full class devoted to deepening our inner sight. In the practice of yoga, it's our intention to bring our attention and awareness to more deeply connected to our beings, to what's going on. We can take that even further by trying to imagine or feel or sense what's going on literally inside of our being. I like to think of it almost like an X-ray vision. So this inner sight can literally help us understand what is going on with our spine. What does it look like, feel like inside my arm when it's extending? So to have that level of depth of connection with the self is really, I think, very special. So some people connect more easily, more inwardly with their eyes closed. For others, it really works better to have their eyes open. So maybe you already know. If you don't already know, just play with that. See, get a sense of if you can focus better with your eyes open or with your eyes closed. So you can practice having your eyes closed throughout the practice as much as you feel comfortable doing, as much as you feel safe doing. It can really just inform you a whole new way. I think you might be surprised by how much information, extra information you can get by tuning in that way. So let's begin by connecting with ourselves in our easy seated pose. Feeling into the base, finding that tall spine, starting to quiet the body and quiet the mind. Here you can play with the eyes open or closed. And all we're doing first is just coming to some stillness and then coming to awareness of what is it like to be us right now. What's our body situation? What's our breath, our mood, any of those things that we might notice. And then we just try and deepen that stillness and that quiet. And now we'll be quiet for a little while longer, allowing you time. But these next few breath cycles, we're just going to allow that breath to expand. Imagine it filling up your whole being, reaching all the way to the edges. Maybe you can see that or sense it more deeply. Nice. Whenever you're ready, you can open your eyes if they're not open already. So we're going to do a little bit of warming up. First, we'll work with our spine. So just find your easy seated pose again. Feel those sit bones plugging in. We're going to reach up from the crown of the head, just get a nice tall spine. And then we're going to cat and cow. So first we're going to tuck that tailbone under, bring the belly button back, round the back, bring the chin forward. And then we'll reverse that. Tilt of the pelvis, tilt of the spine, growing, opening the front, And let's include the breath. So exhale as you contract the front of the body, opening up the back. And reverse on your inhalation. Contract the back, open the front. Let's do one more round, your own breath timing. What do you notice is happening? Nice. Whenever you're ready, we'll just meet back up the tall neutral spine. All right, let's do a little bit for the neck. So reach the left fingers down towards the mat. Take your right arm and reach up gently over to the side of the head. And all we're going to do is just help that over to the right while we reach away on the left. Nice. What do you see happening? Nice. Release. Bring your head back up. We'll reach out with the right fingertips towards the mat. Reach up and over with the left hand. And just lengthen that head towards the left. Yeah, inner sight, really focusing in. What has your attention? Cool. All right, release. Come on back up. Let's take our fingertips to our shoulders and we'll take the elbows up and around the back. Inhaling up, exhaling back. Maybe you're already more aware of your shoulder blades. I am, just having this increased awareness. We're going to reverse that. So inhale up and back, exhale down in front. Nice. All right, let's come down into a child's pose. Just using that as an opportunity to get more connected. Remind ourselves of the breath, of seeing what's going on. And it's also a nice time to set an intention if that's part of your practice. Nice, and when you're ready, you can come on out. I often think of that show, The Magic School Bus. I don't know if you remember that, but there's like a little bus that shrinks and travels around inside the body. It's another thing I think about. Okay, let's come onto all fours. Hands underneath the shoulders, knees underneath the hips to start. Just remind yourself what it feels like to have a nice engaged core, neutral spine. Then we'll curl the toes under. We're going to find a nice, easy down dog. So you can just work your way into that however you would like. And then we'll eventually come to some stillness here. And if you feel good and safe, you can close your eyes. Otherwise, just sort of take a little scan inside. What do you notice? Alignment, tension, openness. Nice. And then let's walk our feet to our hands. We'll give ourselves some time with a forward fold. The way I like to do, just working our way in, and then ultimately coming to some stillness in whatever pose we have right now, knees bent or opened. Turn your inner eye in. One more breath cycle. Nice. All right. Let's gently bend the knees. We're just going to slowly roll up, stacking one little vertebra on top of the other. All the way up. Nice. I like this. I like what's happening. Okay, feet underneath the hips. Nice tall spine, engaged core, neutral pelvis. Nice. We're going to take our right hand to the top of the left shoulder. We're going to take our left hand behind. So really root down with the feet, ground the legs, reach up. So this is all hugging that center line and it's engaged, uplifted. Yes, and then we're just going to spiral that upper half. Beautiful. Let's inhale, come on back. We're just going to switch sides. Re-ground, re-energize, and then we'll spiral over to the right. Trying to keep the hips in the same place. Yes, now let's do this one more time, each side. Really get this all dialed in, and then find your spiral. And then if you feel good and you want to close your eyes or inner eye, just see what do you notice now. Beautiful. Inhale, come on out. Let's switch sides. This is all still in alignment. Imagining we're just spiraling around that center channel. Closing your eyes if that feels comfortable. Nice. Inhale, come on out. There's so much to pay attention to. So whether you want to notice your legs, your torso, insides, your face, the quality of the movement, the openness or the condensed or density, I guess would be a better word. Just some things to think about. All right, so we're going to take a couple standing poses. So first, let's find our feet about a leg length apart. Feet are parallel. And just like we've been doing, we're going to just engage those legs, find that neutral pelvis, find that tall, engaged spine. Let's reach the arms out. Take the shoulders up towards the ears and then to remind us where we don't want them, and then just slide them back down. That might have knocked your alignment out of whack, so just readjust. Nice. All right, we're going to take the right toes towards that wall. We're going to bring the left toes a little bit forward. We're going to come into a side angle pose. So I'm going to come into that front knee. Now, depending on your flexibility, the hand can come to the mat, or the elbow can come to the knee, or the hand can come to the knee. I'm going to opt for the elbow here, or you can take a block, also a possibility. So this knee is nice and steady, just tracking right over that ankle. This leg is just reaching down into the mat. My hand is on my hip, my spine is lengthening, I'm opening my chest to the wall across from me. Nice. I'm not collapsed into the shoulder, my elbow's pushing down into the knee. Yes. Now, if you'd like, you can reach this arm up and over. So palm up, just reach it long, get space in the shoulder, lift it up and over. So it's called side angle because that's what we're working on here. So that arm can kind of continue that angle. Nice. Now let's take a couple breath cycles here. Eyes open or closed, just really tuning in. What do you notice? If this arm isn't happy, it can come back to the hip. Nice. Have that arm bring you up if it's out there. Excellent. All right, let's just switch the feet. Left toes pointing that way, right toes coming forward a little bit. Ground, re-energize those legs and that spine. Reaching the arms out. So the chest is parallel, kind of reminding us where we want our chest to be parallel with the side of the mat. Get those shoulders back down. Nice, and then I'm just going to come into this front knee. Choose your hand position, elbow. Check in with that knee, it's over the ankle. I like that. This leg is engaged, you can lift that kneecap. Spine is lengthening, chest is opening. This is a great place to stay. You can reach that arm up and over if you choose. Yes, get that position dialed in. And then close your eyes if you feel comfortable. Or just bring your tuned in awareness. Bring yourself back out. Nice. All right, we're going to shift those legs again. We're going to clasp our hands back behind. So let that remind those shoulders to come back. Imagine I'm coming behind you and just gently taking your shoulder blades, moving them down your back and towards each other. While the front, the collarbones, the pecs open up. Nice. And so what can happen is the rib cage wants to pop out once I open up those shoulders. And I'm just going to sort of dial that back in. Nice. So we're going to come into head to toe pose. You choose your distance. We're going to come into that front knee again. And then I'm just going to start leaning forward. Stopping anywhere you feel like, yeah, that's plenty. If you're ready, you can clear that knee, bring the head all the way down, and then start lifting those hands up towards the ceiling or in that direction. Grounding the legs, breathing, closing your eyes if you feel good. What do you notice? Slowly lower the hands. Extend that body as you bring yourself all the way back up. Nice. All right. It's always nice to wiggle if you need to wiggle. We'll switch those feet in the opposite direction. Clasp the hands behind. Check in with that spinal alignment. Nice, let's come into that front knee. And this can be your pose. This is a great pose. If you want to keep going, keep going. You choose. What's your inner sight showing you? All right, slowly with extension, bring yourself back up. Release the hands. Step your feet together. Let's just reach up. A little back bend. I don't know if you're having this experience, but I really can see my posture so much more clearly when my eyes are closed. I love it. Okay, we're going to come back down to the mat. Find another child's pose. And you can have a different position. Arms forward or back. Whatever feels good. Hands in prayer pose. What do you see? Nice. All right, let's bring the knees wide. Just bring the belly down. Get a little length here. Open up those hips. Nice. All right, let's bring ourselves back out. We're going to come onto all fours. And we're going to slide the right knee up to the right wrist. The right shin comes forward. We're just going to slide the left leg back. Left heel pointed towards the ceiling. So finding that pigeon pose. Finding some length in the spine. And you can close your eyes here if you want to, or you can forward fold this. Walking your hands, your upper body down, whatever amount is working for you today. Just spend a couple more breath cycles here. Tracking whatever gets your attention. Nice. And walk yourselves back up. So we're going to sit on this right hip and we'll bring that left leg around. So the foot's going to come to the outside of the knee. If that's too much, you can extend that right leg or keep it tucked under. And we're going to do a closed twist here. So find those sit bones, find that tall spine. I'm going to wrap my arm around. Actually, no, I'm not going to do it that way. Let's take the left hand behind. That's going to help me get nice and tall. Knee moving towards the ceiling. Then I'm going to reach up with my right arm and I'm going to take that elbow on the outside of the knee. Yes, that's what I'm going to do. Beautiful. Just one breath cycle. We're not going to stay here long. We're going to revisit this. Beautifully done. All right, unwind yourself. We'll take that leg all the way back again. Find your quick pigeon and then we'll come back to all fours. And let's just wiggle the spine organically. Nice. All right, let's bring that left knee forward, right leg back, heel towards the ceiling. Balance out your hips. Get some height here in your spine. Walk that forward if you've got that. And then we'll spend a little time here cultivating our inner sight. All right, let's bring ourselves back out. Let's sit down on that hip. Let's bring that leg all the way around. Extend the left leg if you need to. Find your sit bones, find your tall spine. That's the main alignment cue we want to focus on here. Yes, then let's take the right hand behind. Reach up with that left arm. Tuck that behind the knee. If that works, you can always modify, always feel free. Yeah. Little spiral here. All right, let's come on out. Bring that leg back around. Find your pigeon. Find all fours. Sit back. Back to all fours. Let's bring that right knee forward again. Right shin forward. Left leg back. And then see if you can find any more height, any more opening in the front. Close your eyes if you feel like it. Nice. And then let's sit back. We'll bring that leg around again. So the left foot is on the outside of the right knee. The sit bones are grounded. You're finding some height in your spine. Take your left hand behind you. Reach up with the right arm. Take the elbow to the outside of the knee. You can reach around your arm if that's not going to work. Reach your arm around if that elbow thing isn't going to work. So finding a posture here that you can spend a few breath cycles in so you can really work on that inner sight. Scanning, traveling. Nice. All right, bring yourself out whenever you feel ready. Swing that leg back around. Boop. Pigeon, all fours. Left knee forward, left shin forward, right leg back. Just working on finding some height here. There's no perfection. Let your awareness, your increased awareness, come with kindness and acceptance. Nice. All right, we're going to sit back on that hip. Bring that right leg around. The right foot comes to the outside of the left knee. Plug in those sit bones. Take your right hand behind. Wrap that arm or bring it up. Tuck that elbow to the outside. Find your spiral. Find your quiet. There's a lot going on. Let's release, come on out. Bring that leg back around, just touch in with the pigeon pose and then come to all fours. All right, we're going to come down onto our side. So let's choose the right side. So we're going to line up the heels, the hips, and the shoulders. Your head can rest on your hand. You can rest on your upper arm. Nice. If you need to bend that bottom knee, go ahead and do that for stability. We're gonna hug in that left knee. Just hug it in towards the armpit. And try not to roll back. Try and see if you can still keep those hips in alignment. Yes, what do you notice? And then you can make a yogi grip with your 2 fingers on that big toe and extend that leg, or you can just hold the back of the leg. You can take a strap or a towel if you'd like. Just again, try not to roll back. Just bringing that leg up wherever it'll go. Closing your eyes if you feel comfortable. Really tuning in. Nice. Release that leg, give it another squeeze, and then we're going to bring that knee around, reach that back foot, that foot back there. This is where you might want to bend that bottom knee. And we're just going to open the front. Tracking the tight spots. There's so much to notice. All right, let's release. Yeah, let's just switch over onto the other side. So line up those feet, those hips, those shoulders, that head. The head is resting in the hand or on the upper arm. Bending that bottom knee if you need to for stability. We're going to hug in the right knee up towards the right armpit. Yeah. What do you notice? Trying to stack those hips. Oops. I was not. Excellent. All right, we're going to extend that leg up, either holding on to the toe or a strap or the leg. Still opening the front, keeping those hips one on top of the other. Moving that leg towards your head. Keeping that bottom leg engaged. Stability. Inner sight. All right, let's release that leg. Give it a squeeze. Bring it around. Take hold of that foot if you can reach it. Open up that whole front, the belly, the hip, the thigh muscles, the quadriceps. The knee, the shin. I'm telling you, there's a lot to see here. Excellent. All right, release that foot. Let's bring the legs back. Let's come on to our bellies. Let's rest the forehead, one hand on top of the other and the forehead on top of that. And wiggle out your hips. And you can kick your feet. Bring your toes up towards the ceiling and then just shift your shins back and forth. Nice. All right, with those toes pointing right up towards the ceiling and your pelvis pressed down into the mat, just lift up one leg. Imagine I'm just taking a hold of that big toe and gently lifting the leg up towards the ceiling. And then lower. And then switch sides. And you can either go back and forth one at a time, or you can have a couple rounds of both legs coming up. Nice. Lower your left leg and then windshield wiper your right shin back and forth. What do you see in there? Bring it back to neutral, lower your right leg, bend your left, and windshield wiper that. And neutral and lower. All right, hands under the shoulders. Just push your hips back, a little reverse curve in that lower back. All right, and we're going to come on to our backs. If you have a block, you might want to grab that, or, yeah, there's really not for this position. There might, yeah, a book, a big fat book, that would work also. All right, on to the backs. Let's just first bend our knees, feet about hip width apart. Take the heels of the hands and just push them into the tops of the femurs, wiggle that out. Nice. Hug the knees in. And release the feet back down to the mat. So get your block handy. First, we're going to just set ourselves up for a bridge pose, or Setu Bandha. So palms are down on the mat, forearms. Tuck those shoulder blades under. See if you can feel the flat nice against the mat. Yes. And then just tilt your pelvis forward and back from this position. So lifting the lower back off the mat, setting it down. Nice. Yes, feel when you're bringing the lower back down to the mat, feel all those lower belly muscles engage. Yeah. All right, find a neutral pelvis here. We're going to ground our feet, our hands, our shoulders, and just lift up that spine. Once you're up, if you want, you could tuck those shoulder blades under a little bit more. You can close your eyes if that feels good. We'll just take a few breath cycles. Just trying to lift up from the hips, reach the knees towards that wall in front of you. Yeah. And then lower. And then just tilt your pelvis again. Nice. This time we're going to tilt the pelvis, bring the lower back down to the mat, and then let's, as we ground in the feet and the hands and the shoulders, we're going to peel our spine off the mat, one little bump at a time. Really use your inner sight here. Really slow it down, focus. Seeing if you can see each one lift. Yes. And then let's lower that back down one vertebra at a time again, using all of that concentration, that inner sight. Yes, nice. So the next round of coming up into bridge, we're going to use our block. So if you need to stop and see what's going to happen, do that. Otherwise, you can take yourself in if you know what's coming. So we're going to find that bridge pose again. Really lift up from the sacrum. Tuck those shoulder blades under. Come onto the balls of the feet. Walk the feet a little bit closer. Lift the hips a little higher. Take that block. Maybe you can get at the tall end underneath the flat spot. If not, just choose whatever height is going to work for you. And then lower the heels once you're there. Set your arms back again. Land on those shoulder blades. Nice. And then if you feel good and your block is stable, you can lift one knee. Maybe extend that leg. Play around with that. Or lift the other knee. Maybe you can lift both legs up for a while. Engage those legs. Closing your eyes, or just employing your inner sight. What do you notice? Beautiful. If your legs are extended, just slowly, mindfully bend them. Bring the knees back in. Bring the feet down to the mat slowly. Come up onto the balls again. Lift the hips off the block. Take the block out. Set your spine down. Yeah, let's tilt that pelvis, tilt the pelvis forward and back a few times again. Yeah, hug the knees in. Let's bring the nose up to the knees and just notice what you notice here. Squeeze. Nice. Bring your head and shoulders back down to the mat. Bring the knees or the feet back down to the mat, and then let's extend. Reach ourselves long. Beautiful. All right, let's take ourselves through any shapes, postures, movements the body might be asking for right now. Maybe it's a specific yoga pose. Maybe it's just some stuff your body's making up. That's okay. You get to listen. You get to decide. And then whenever you're ready to start wrapping that up and moving your way into your Shavasana pose, there are lots of different possibilities here. So just find that one that makes you feel comfortable, that is going to support, encourage your being to let go. Just check in and see if there are any last little places that maybe can let go. If you haven't already, can you deepen that inner sight? Can you see anything more in your being? Nice. And then you can start to deepen the breath, introduce some movement. Wiggle the toes, the fingers. Just slowly bringing yourselves back. Roll over to your right side. Finding your seated position whenever you feel ready. Keeping your eyes closed if you're good with that. What do you notice now? What do you see, sense, or feel? Nice. Is there anything you want to celebrate? Take with you into your day. Notice that. And then whenever you're ready, you can open your eyes. Namaste. I don't know about you, but I loved that. I hope you did too. I'm super happy that you came and practiced with me today. And I hope that you feel more connected to yourself as you move into the rest of your day. If you liked this and you want more, please subscribe. If you hit the bell, it will tell you when more videos are coming out. Otherwise, I wish you a wonderful day.